The U.S. Open has a way of identifying the best players. You look at the names on the trophy. The proof is in the pudding.
You know, this will be my first major championship as a superintendent, so the nerves are definitely still there, and we've been talking about and planning this for at least the last 5 years.
Since I've started, every decision that we've made on the South Course, the back of our mind is, how is that going to affect us in June 2021?
No one truly appreciates everything that goes into any event, and especially a major championship. Put into it what you want to get out of it. It's you want to be proud of the product that millions of people are going to see on TV. Take pride in your work and enjoy the fruits of your labor. Hits me every once in a while, you know, wake up in the middle of the night and, you know, or can't fall asleep.
The golf course is going to wear you down. It just will.
This is unreal. I mean,
Whoa, 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 whoa.
This is Behind the Greens, Torrey Pines, presented by Cisco.
Wednesday of advance week, a great last couple of days. Course is rebounding from all the traffic. Course setup walk yesterday, we walked 1 through 8 and 18. USGA is very happy with where we're sitting right now. Obviously, we still have some rough areas to work on to get up to height and trim some things up, but overall density and thickness of the rough they're happy with. Greens they're happy with. Overall course conditions, I think we're sitting in a really good place and within striking distance the next few days going into next week. Just a couple housekeeping items. Guys from Barstool Sports are here. They're going to be following us around this morning, the next couple of days, documenting all our hard work, focusing specifically on golf course maintenance and all the hard work you guys do and everything that goes into the golf courses. So a good highlight for us, for people in the industry to see, people outside the industry to see, kind of get an understanding of everything that goes on putting together a major event. So, all right, we'll pass out assignments to get going. Thank you guys.
It's 5:15 a.m. in La Jolla, California, when Rich McIntosh and his crew begin their work at Torrey Pines.
Rich McIntosh, golf course superintendent at Torrey Pines Golf Courses. You know, say there's 12 to 15,000 golf courses in the country, and you know, there's a very select few golf courses that get to host the U.S. Open and a very select few superintendents that get to host the U.S. Open. Like any other major sporting event, you know, the Stanley Cup or the Super Bowl trophy, you know, preparing the field or the course that a major championship is going to be won on is a big deal and a big career accomplishment that very few people get to experience in their lives. It also brings a lot of stress and, you know, sleepless nights. Yeah, I try to walk the golf course every morning. If I'm freed up, try and be out here walking the course as much as I can. It's that time of year where you'd be socked in, cloudy, cool, or high skies and breezy. So just trying to manage the moisture, making sure we have enough in there, but also at the same time don't have too much in there is the biggest key. So, you know, ride that fine line of trying to put us in a place to where we can be reactive to the weather conditions, but still have the conditions and the surfaces and the playability that we want. People see the event for 4 days, or maybe, you know, a week in the lead up, and they have no idea that we've been talking about and planning this for at least the last 5 years. So I mean, we still have some pretty good firmness. Just want to make sure, kind of gauge where we're at. And we have firmness meters, but I've always used a knife, so I have a better feeling for a knife than a number on a firmness meter. It's like one of those things, it's like you want it to get here, but at the same time you want to slow down a little bit so you can get all the work you need to done, but no, we're doing all right.
Torrey Pines, a 36-hole public golf facility, hosts more players per year than any other championship venue. From July to January, roughly 90,000 golfers toured these grounds. This forces the members of Rich's team to perform a vital process to wall the bunkers prior to the Open.
One thing that we run into quite a bit out here with the amount of traffic that we get, all the foot traffic from golfers, is a lot of the sands are constantly migrating, a lot of bunker play. Unfortunately, we get quite a few golfers that have a tendency to want to walk out of bunker faces, which shifts a lot of the sand down off the faces as well. So just going through, double checking our depths is important. Last thing you want is a player out here hitting a liner or getting himself in a position where maybe there's too much bunker sand, it's too soft. So today, now that we're done adding and shifting sand, we're going through wetting the faces. My name is Devin Cullen, and I am an assistant superintendent here at Torrey Pines Golf Course. I've been here for just over 5 years now, and I remember rolling in my first week asking, what's the plan for the US Open? It's been something that we've been building towards ever since day one. We've been counting down the days. I've been here for 1,882 days, roughly, more or less since when I started. So it's, we've had the countdown going for sure.
Essentially, we're just prepping these bunker faces for the Vibe Plate crew to come through and compact the faces to avoid any plugged balls. My name is Travis Rubiski. I've been at Torrey Pines for 3.5 years. I'm one of the assistant superintendents here. When it gets down to tournament time, everyone kind of knows what they need to do. No stone left unturned. So yeah, when it's go time, it's go time. It's a playability as well as aesthetics as far as the faces are concerned. Not the worst place to be working and kind of just with yourself out here and, on this beautiful piece of property. So I can't complain.
As soon as we're done, we got guys falling in behind us with a vibratory tamp. And they're just kind of going over the faces, making sure everything's nice and firm, nice and compact. Oh, you don't have to go anywhere. Here come the Vibe Plates now. Victor, Brian, and Leo.
Victor, Brian, and Leo, perfect. One of the last processes in our bunker maintenance before the tournament. Usually we start by pulling grass out, anything that visually unappealing, we get all that stuff out of there, and then we'll go through, check depths. Then they'll come through with the Vibe Plate here, which is just basically a vibratory compactor. The goal of this is basically to make sure that anything that's hitting the face is gonna hit the face and then travel down to the bottom of the bunker, which makes for, fair lies for all the players. These guys will be out here, day and night, making sure 80 plus bunkers on the property are good to go for next Thursday. So Victor's been here since the last US Open in 2008, so he's been around the block. I mean, these guys just bust stuff out. I always like to come in after, just throw a ball at the face, the ball rolls to the bottom of the green or the bunker, then we know they did a good job.
While the vibe plating team goes from bunker to bunker, we head over to 14 to meet the last assistant on the crew.
We are getting some afternoon moisture readings to see what percentage of moisture we're losing between morning and afternoon. Make sure we can dry down properly, keep firmness where it needs to be. My name's Tim Phalum. I'm one of the assistant superintendents out here. I've been here about 3.5 years, just finished up my 4th farmers. So as I've been going around, I've been syringing the green to get a little moisture everywhere, and I've been a little more heavy-handed. Not that anything's stressed out or anything like that at this point in time, but we just want to keep them healthy and keep them happy until we get to end in the middle of next week. And then we can start pushing them a little bit, firm them up a little bit more. One thing to keep in mind when you're going to be watering all day, I've almost been hitting these guys over here. Whatever you do, take care of your shoes. Keep your feet dry. Makes a big difference when you got a hose in your hand for 12 hours a day.
At Torrey Pines, golf balls aren't the only thing flying through the sky.
I was telling him about the one on Fore when we came down and the parachute was laying on the side of number 4.
That was a good one.
And we were like, where's the guy flying this thing?
Yeah.
And he just comes out of the bushes. Like,
His client
the client dropped a cell phone. I found it though. And then he just jumps off the cliff and takes off.
Yeah, we're like, all right, man, you gotta go. And he literally just runs at the cliff and just jumps off and see ya. We're like, what the?
Just a hard left back to the glider port.
Yeah. Like, all right. No, I've been offered, but I don't know. I asked the guy, the instructor that was out here, I'm like, hey, so what do you have to do? And he's like, well, my big thing was like, how do you take off? It's like, oh, you get the parachute up and you just run and jump off the cliff. And you're fine. I'm like, I'm okay. I'm okay. So keep sending me pictures from up there though. Let me know how that goes.
So my name is Max Marion. My title would be flight director, flight instructor, paraglider pilot, chief tandem pilot. I don't know, I've got a lot of titles. I'm just Max.
I'm highly nervous. I am highly nervous.
If you get involved in this sport and come out to the Torrey Pines glider port, you'll get to know me. My father is the business owner, so this is my family's business.
I don't know what the hell we're doing out here, man. Honestly, I just don't know what the fuck we're doing out here. This is unbelievable. People are flying all over the place. This guy, the guy Alex flying with Brendan, is learning how to fly tandem with a guy on his back. As right now, first flight ever, having a guy on his back. Yep. Holy shit.
Feel already carrying.
Oh fuck yeah. Oh shit. Holy fuck. Dude, this is sick.
Yeah, there you go.
This is unreal. Whoa, 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 whoa. Holy shit, I wasn't ready for that. Holy shit, bro, holy fuck. Holy shit. That's awesome.
I've been able to fly around the course on that, especially that 4th hole on the south course that's right there along the cliff line. One of the coolest things about it is being able to just say what's up to the golfers and fly around and kind of watch their shots from that aerial perspective. It's a lot of fun to watch somebody tee off and then be able to fly down and see where the shot landed.
No way. Holy shit, dude. Dude, that feeling is incredible. I mean, that is nuts.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
You see how we get addicted to this? And
Yes. It's an adrenaline rush, man.
It is. And it's also kind of zen, It's not just
Totally.
adrenaline. It's just like, look at this. Where can you experience anything like this?
I think I'm done, bro. I'm like, I mean, you could go up there. That was,
Oh, dude, Frankie, you rocked it, man. Yeah, I mean, you didn't know what to expect, right? And that's the whole, thing about doing something like this is just, you get to discover a new sport, a new hobby, and I feel like you also get to discover a little something about yourself.
My feet were brushing over the bushes. I think I'm gonna throw up. And he's like, you wanna feel like an airplane that can't get this low. And we went over the cliffs of Torrey Pines at 120 miles an hour. Bro, my contacts were like, my feet were on top of the flagstick of the golf course. That's how low we were. We were, no joke, 8 feet off the ground.
We catch up with Rich just 6 days prior to the championship. Today, his walk is a bit different. He has some company. As we inch closer to the championship, he and the USGA really start to dial things in.
Let's see what this looks like. Can't to the fairway. A few of them are going to get up into here. Rich just cut it today, so let's see what it looks like. We've got primary and we just got primary or secondary here, right?
I think that's right, yeah.
That's down. That's up.
Yeah, that may be up, but they have their hands full with that.
These are all up pretty good.
A lot of grass.
A lot of grass. Get it to stand up a little bit as he cuts it, but it's good. Inconsistent. You got the starting to get some kikuyu poke through right here. More and more as the week goes by, get some sunshine.
Well, Darren said it's improved in 10 days dramatically. How much more kikuyu we have.
He's cutting this at 4.5 right now, right?
I think that's right.
That's yeah. He's still got a lot of, he's right, you got a lot of Poa seed head, but that's all right. The inconsistency will be good for him.
Let's take a look at the bunker complex.
I think sometimes the undercarriage of that kikuyu, it sits up too. They're gonna get some good lies. They'll get some gnarly ones. The rough height's gotta be just right. And we have various heights of cut of rough. And so, as you say, chucking the ball into the rough, we're trying to replicate what shots coming into that rough will look like when the ball gets in the rough and how it settles down or how it sits up. And now from here, they're going to have 8-9 wedge. Pretty tough spot to hit it to a right hole location out of the rough. It's looking good. You know, we have target heights. We'll come in with our graduated rough at, we call it the primary cut. Well, the intermediate cut first at 1 inch, then the primary cut at 3 inches, and then the secondary cut at 5 inches. That's our target, and we'll go up or down from there, depending on how the ball behaves, how the weather is. If it's wetter, we might not need as much. If it's drier, we might need a little bit more.
And when you look at Torrey Pines, even though it's a golf course the players see every year with the farmers, it's different in June from January. When we pulled the tape and we did this in January, we didn't have Mark's stuff, so we were just trying to figure out as best we could. We didn't have his turn points. Now we have his turn points, so I think some of these holes probably need to be refined, especially with, this is an awkward angle of this green. So yeah, we were working on our hole location, so pulling the tape, getting our paint dots on the ground to line up with now we had the final yardage book for Mark Long, making sure we get the angle proper for what's in the book so that our hole location sheets reflect the diagrams in his book so that we're giving the player useful information. And then we're refining our hole locations. We choose our hole locations. We measure the percentage slope for each hole location. 1.9. Southwest.
Right.
This is such a neat hole with the backdrop of the canyon, and we played this drivable in 2008 on Saturday, I think. Was it Saturday? Anyway, talked a lot about it. We're not going to do that this year. We want to use all of the architecture, not play it drivable this year. Talked a lot about it. Nothing wrong with it, just not what we want to do this year.
I kind of thought we were trying to put this one in the saddle.
We were.
Right? I mean,
We
so
were.
that's probably, I think, kind of in
And
here.
as far
right?
back as we could get it. That seems up a little bit to me too. Right where Jason is kind of, I think, where we had it. We okay over there with where it breaks? Looks like there's enough room. That looks good to you, Jason? This one? Yeah.
The relationship with the USGA is great. You know, like they said, the synergy between the two, between the golf course and the city and the USGA is a big deal. I mean, you know, it's a friendship and also co-workers, but I mean, the more we communicate, the better off we are. Kind of keep everyone on the same page so we can help each other out and there's no surprises on both sides. You know, any issues that come up, you work as a team. It really, I mean, it's a team and then becomes a family with as much work that goes into it and the amount of time that you guys spend together, or that we spend together, is a big deal. And, you know, it's something that, you know, down the road, you know, see each other and keep those friendships in a very small industry.
Hey, Jeff.
Nice. Yes, sir.
Can you make a note that we're going to move that next time we're here on Saturday?
Okay.
Let's make a note of it. Pace or two left. Play with it there and see if we use it or not.
So that was our 21, 10 and a half left. And we want to take it deeper and
No, just
Same?
deeper, not deeper.
you want me to just change it? I'll just change it on the sheet right now.
All right.
Put it at 8.
I like it better too because that trough everything's gonna, it's like a punch bowl. It's gonna funnel right there.
All right. Onward. They know their golf course better than we do. And when we bring our expertise about the US Open and their expertise about their golf course together, put it all together, and we're excited about what Torrey Pines has to offer.
Hole locations are being finalized, and things are getting real. With Rich preoccupied, Devin, Travis, and Tim know there is no slowing down.
Because we can either pull one of the guys that are edging and trimming bunkers,
What about?
going 6 forward, or we pull one of the guys adding and shifting. I mean, the guys adding and shifting, that should be...
They're not going to go till like lunch anyways. If we're trying to get biplate out right now, or for seconds, I mean, we're not going to be shifting sand till after lunch probably.
Yeah.
Yeah,
should
so
be.
we could do less people. Let's
I
pull
think
some
we
of
just
that
pull
group.
one of those guys.
Jorge Gonzalez.
Jorge
Is he gonna be,
Gonzalez
but
would be good.
close rough? Is he going to be in close rough too long for us to?
Probably. Brian Manning, Caesar, or Victor.
Well, Victor's.
Brian Manning would be good in that
Get
group.
Brian in that group, yeah.
All right, this is Brian Manning, U.S. Open Prep. Moved out here from New Jersey in November of 2019. Want to kind of further my career in the turfgrass industry, learn from some of the best, and I figured what better way to do it than come out to Torrey Pines, live in beautiful sunny San Diego as a New Jersey native. So as we get closer to U.S. Open, we're lowering mowing heights frequently. We're trying to get them down, get playing surfaces, really mowed in tight, make them nice and precise. We're changing directions every day. Today we're going 10-4. Yesterday we mowed these at 8-2. With these mowers, we're just trying to get a little bit more grass, get a nice even cut. Obviously U.S. Open's known for championship conditions, firm and fast, and the ways we get there, lowering mowing heights, rolling these approaches. I think as we get closer to tournament time, we'll start burning lines in, maybe going 3 to 9. Kind of give that a little bit of definition on on the approaches, our greens, our tees. Just gotta dump this real quick, sorry. So I kind of got into this industry because got out of college with a business degree, didn't really know what to do, loved playing golf, and found a job at a golf course where I could play free golf. And I always did landscaping, and I like to work hard, so I put those things together, and I guess a lot of the reason I wanted to come out here was just to keep learning and get to experience everything in golf. I'm just thankful for all you guys here at Barstool Sports for putting this on, and it really just helps kind of give people a different perspective on what they what they're looking at when they go out onto the golf course on a Saturday morning with their friends and all that stuff. So hats off to you guys for putting this on, because this stuff is awesome to watch.
The original driving range at Torrey Pines is your prototypical public range. Unfortunately, it doesn't meet the standards of a U.S. Open Championship. Rich and his team were presented with the tough task of building an entirely new driving range from scratch in just 4 months.
I remember Jack and I were sitting here trying to explain what it was going to look like and what we were going to do, and it's hard to imagine that or see that if you're not in the industry or you don't deal with this on a day-to-day basis.
The passion that Rich brings along with his staff here, you can see it every day. Just even the practice facilities, they've had to construct a practice range on the north course.
Hats off to Rich and his guys, right? I mean, they have crushed it.
I think the operations side is probably the biggest piece that people don't recognize or understand fully, and that it's you just can't decide to have an event somewhere and bring thousands of people out. The pink stakes line out the whole tee and the staging area. So those front pink stakes will be the front of the tee. These pink stakes will be the back of the tee, and then you have like your circulation.
20 to 30 to 40 feet.
Yeah, of your circulation staging area.
Okay.
And then that should leave enough room on 18 for the chipping area.
Right.
And then 9's not affected. So then here, this is gonna be kind of a drop down. It's gonna be a pretty steep slope between the two teen surfaces. But as we get back away from the staging area, it'll be, we'll cut that slope out, and there'll just be a little bit more slope than you can have on the tee.
And then where is the split between the two tees?
We're
two
split
tiers?
right through here. So this is where the main line, one of the main lines runs. So we're restricted on the east side with that reclaimed main line.
Right.
And then this is going to be the restriction, kind of the center point. So we're at grade right here, and we'll make a cut going to the east, and then to the west will be all fill.
Okay. Rich and the maintenance team, we work hand in hand together, because when we do some of the construction stuff, most of our construction is on the golf course, whether it's bleachers, tents, concessions, any of that stuff. That goes hand in hand with what Rich does on a day-to-day, and from a restoration standpoint, we need to make sure that we're on the same page. Time frame?
They have a completion deadline of March 18th, but I think it'll be probably a little bit before that.
Okay.
And then we'll have to sit down and look at the build to decide where we're pulling sod from. We'll pull them on, you know, the fairways that tends to be going up.
There are pitching greens that are normally the 9th and the 18th greens on the north course. They've regrassed the practice putting green that's normally bent grass to make it poa annua grass, so there's more practice space and poa annua grass for the players to warm up on.
We took airification plugs off of the south course greens when we airified in April and built this green, sand-based green, California green with drainage, and took those airification plugs from the south course and spread them out, smoothed them out, and grew them into this POA green. I want to get everything as close to possible as the POA greens on the south course, so when that little bit of lull in time when we strip this and then sod it on the north putting green, we're not going to lose as much as far as texture, and we can get speeds and texture up to where we need it to be to match the other greens in the golf course. Definitely keeps things exciting, breaks up the monotony of your day-to-day maintenance on a golf course. So it's challenging as well. I mean, to do all this work, what, we're 4 or 5 months out? Yeah, kind of puts the pressure on a little bit. At least in my opinion, I think it turned out great. I wasn't really sure what we were going to get out of this. You know, the right side is one fairway, and you can kind of see the green in the back, and then coming back towards us was 18 fairway over on the left side, and I didn't want it to look like we were just hitting down 2 fairways or 2 golf holes, and it was kind of forced. So we scalped down all the rough in between the 2 fairways to kind of make it look like an actual driving range and have a shortcut all the way through, and left some rough around the bunkers and the trees just for maintenance purposes. But you know, I think it turned out great. It looks like an actual driving range. I think it kind of looks like something that's always been here. And I think, you know, it's going to do everything we need it to for the golfers this week.
Just days away from the 2021 U.S. Open, the maintenance crew refuses to let up. They take pride in being in complete control of the golf course, and that they are.
This morning, we got a guy over on 13 currently. He's out there bird cutting, working on texture on the greens. Following behind him, we got our greens mowers. And then following that, we're gonna have our rollers coming in, just kind of help smooth things out. Like I said, we're working on texture more than anything right now, trying to take advantage of not having play on the golf course, kind of taking our time, doing what we can to improve the roll and the quality of the greens. Right now, I'm checking firmness. We are using a weighted ball and a chain that's, you know, a certain weight, certain length, so you have the same impact. We're trying to take away some of those variables, and then so you can get a consistent reading on all the greens. But essentially, you're just trying to see how the ball will respond when they're, you know, taking shots from 150 yards to 200 yards out. When they're taking those big wedges, you know, how is the ball going to respond? Is it going to hit and just kind of stick, or is it going to hit and release? You know, how is the ball going to respond when it hits the green? You know, how firm are they? Are they going to be able to throw some lawn darts out here, or are they going to be able to, or they have to consider how firm the greens are and kind of factor that into their shot decision making? You know, the data that we get from stimping greens, checking the moisture content, and our firmness does dictate what we're doing agronomically, whether we're adding an extra mow, we need to go out and work on texture a little bit more. Maybe we're adding another roll. Maybe we're doing an afternoon cut on the greens. The data that we get from stuff like this plays a big role in what we do maintenance-wise.
During Advance Week, we're also paying a lot of attention to the rough. Rich McIntosh and the guys can grow grass. They have grown a lot of grass here for us.
You know, that dark green ryegrass that you see during the farmers is going to transition to more of that lime green kikuya. So playing surfaces are going to be a little bit different, but the course is still going to be tough. Rough's going to be up.
And kikuya is a wide-bladed type of grass that is native here, and it's all in the fairways. It's in the rough along with the ryegrass, and we got a lot more of it this time than we did in 2008. So we're going to have denser rough. We're working on our rough heights now, but Rich has done a really nice job cultivating that to get us wonderful U.S. Open conditions.
You can step it up with the kikuya. You know, the kikuya is, you know, way, way thicker. I mean, you know, right now we're up to about 4.5 inches. We're still about a week out from the Open, but you know, this kikuya stuff, I mean, it's thick, it is nasty. You know, if your ball settles down in there, I mean, it's like swinging through a net. Like it's grabbing your club, it's twisting every which way. You know, you could get fortunate. You know, like I said, we're constantly into a transition zone, so you can find your ball in an area that's maybe a little bit more ryegrass, maybe a little bit more poa, but has that kikuya base underneath, so when you're getting down at it, it's still gonna grab your club a little bit, or you're just gonna find yourself in just a big, thick, nasty patch of kikuya, and there's just no way out of it, and you're just gonna be trying to blast that thing out of there.
Well, kikuya is a really weird structure. You can see like it's so much thicker than any type of grass. This stuff, when it pops out.
I think the biggest thing is, especially down here in the rough, I mean, and around the greens, it just seemed to be, you could lose golf balls. They're so thick and so nasty, especially behind hole 11, where my coach dropped a couple balls there, and while I was kind of on the green putting, and I was walking around, I was like, so where'd you put these? Where are they? He actually had, then he started having to lay it down and lay a wedge near it so I could find where golf balls were.
Reed isn't the only player out here warming up. Two San Diego natives, Xander Schauffele and Charlie Hoffman, are getting early practice rounds in as well.
Yeah, I mean, I've been coming out to Torrey Pines, played San Diego Junior Golf. I mean, this is like Torrey Pines, before it was Torrey Pines, was a place where the locals came and played. And then obviously the 08 Open sort of put it on the map for the most part. But I've been playing junior golf events and stuff out here since I was probably 10 to 12 years old. So it has a special place in my heart. But the golf courses are completely different now. They revamped them. I mean, it's on the same plot of land, but
A couple of years ago, brought Reese Jones in to give the golf course a facelift. It's basically the same golf course that we played in 2008. A couple of new tees. We've grown a little bit of rough. We've had more grass on the golf course than we did in 2008.
We just redid in 2019 for the city. They do their courses over every 15 years. Basically, we took that fourth hole closer to the ocean for the U.S. Open. And we originally moved a lot of the holes closer to the cliffs. The green contours are really very demanding. They'll be fast. These guys hit it a long way, but a lot of the holes are bracketed by bunkers and they're in play. We moved them in 19 so they come and play where they're hitting them today. So they have to either throttle back, but they don't want to be hitting the greens from the bunkers. Then the greens have open entrances, but a lot of them have tongues, little corners where the USGA can tuck the pin. So it depends on how it's set up. But these greens will be firm and fast. If you go over, it's an old style classic design. So if you go over these greens, you're gonna probably make bogey.
I think the highest we're gonna see is maybe 72 degrees. And so there's not that big of a change on temp, but golf course is definitely gonna play different. The fairways are a little firmer. The greens are definitely going to be firmer and faster, but you know, it's still Torrey. It's still hard. It's one of those golf courses that you have to put the ball in fairway and hit greens.
I'm assuming this week with the weather forecast being great, it's going to be firm and it's going to be hard. Even if you're in the fairway and have maybe a mid-iron in, it's going to be hard to hold the greens. And the rough around the greens is healthy and fair. I mean, hard to chip from, but you're not going to, I don't think, look stupid out of it. And I think it's going to be amazing test of golf, and obviously the course showcases itself, and it's going to be fun to display to the rest of the world how cool Torrey Pines is.
Advance Week has come and gone. The legendary Torrey Pines South Course is primed and ready. The trophy awaits lifting. The moment that Rich and his crew have worked years preparing for is finally here.
You know, it's finally set in, like, it's national championship. It's one of the biggest events, if not the biggest event in golf. And, you know, nerves are starting to build and starting to get a little anxious, and the excitement is building exponentially day in and day out.
I mean, this is why I'm here, is to do a US Open and be able to, you know, put your work clothes on and go leave your mark in golf. Like, our names are going to be attached to golf history. It's going to be awesome.
Big stepping stone for us and the crew, and you know, it's everyone can kind of take a step back and just be proud of all the hard work everyone's put into it. And
yeah, working with Tim and Travis is definitely like a brotherhood. I mean, the three of us, we keep each other going. When things get tough, you know, which they do, you know, we're the ones constantly like pushing each other and holding ourselves in there.
Like we said, we've done the practice rounds. It's all been building up to this June. So, you know, I think we're all pretty confident that we're going to be able to put out something great.
Our focus is really to provide the stage and let the actors, the players, perform on these grand stages. And we don't get to write the script. They do that. But we're excited about what the end product will be.
It's not about score, it's about setting up something that's really fair but really tough. We're going to stick to that. That's our DNA. We're going to be tough. We're not backing away.
How many great stories are there going to be throughout the course of the week?
This is going to be a big week for sure, and this is going to be a huge milestone in my career. And you know, I do think Sunday, it's going to set in big time. It's like, you know, we did it.